Hi everyone, just another video today. If you couldn't tell already in the title, it's what to expect in that first day of when you've had baby, when your boobs swell up to melons and you honestly don't know a pain like it. I've heard some people say that it is worse than actually having the baby. I don't think that, but it is painful. And then first 24 hours after having the baby and what happens with breastfeeding. So in my experience, and these are what have happened with me, these are the experiences I've had with first, second and third baby, all latched really well, and was suckling within about 3 hours. With Faith, though, because she was really tiny, they had to wait to see if she had to go to the NICU centre, and the heating had broke, so they didn't want to unwrap her for a bit. So I think hers was 4 hours, but in the first 3 to 4 hours, they suckle, and in that first feed, you honestly do feel like your boobs are going to fall off. It is that painful. Well, I did anyway. They were like rocks, because it's your colostomy and your boobs are like ready to feed because they know you've had the baby. That's if you have a vaginal birth. If you have a C-section, it doesn't, so you've just got to keep trying and persisting, because when I've had C-sections, the milk doesn't always just come in straight away. But I didn't think I'd be able to do it, because when I was 26 I didn't know that it's still coming, you just had to wait. So when I'd had Shauna, my boobs instantly come in because she was a vaginal delivery. But when I had Leighton and Autumn, it wasn't. It was like, it was just basically patiently feeding them, waiting for it to come through. And both of them, they did. It did come through, and they got colostomy, and then obviously the breast milk come through. But it's absolutely just keeping on it when you've had a C-section, because you're convinced that nothing's coming out. And it's not going to, but it does, and it has done with both of mine. It just took longer, and there were a lot of women on the same ward of me just getting really frustrated, which I totally understand, and just ended up going on the bottle because they were convinced. But I persisted, and I listened to my breastfeeding advisor, and she was like, if you just carry on, Claire, I promise you it will. And with both babies, Leighton, it took I think 3 days, and Autumn, I think it took 2 days. But with Autumn, I was just putting her on constantly, because I was just like, she's really, she wasn't really underweight. She was £5 12, or £6 on the dot. I can't remember exactly, but because she was small, I was obsessed to feed her. But it's fine. Her weight was fine. They were saying that she was latching beautifully. She was alert. The only thing that was wrong with her is that she was jaundiced. Because I was breastfeeding, it made her eyes more yellow and her looking more jaundiced, because that's what happens with breastfed babies. But yeah, you just got to persist with it, and you just got to make sure that you understand that your body is. Sorry, I'm just feeding right now, and she's like putting her hands in my mouth. You just got to make sure that you know that what you're doing is for the best for your baby, and you know it's going to be. It's not painful. It's just exhausting. And then when your milk comes in, you're like, yes, I was so proud of myself. I don't know if any other mums were like that, but I was just ecstatic. I was so like made up that it'd come through with Leighton and Autumn, because the thought of not being able to breastfeed my kids were just like, it was a no. It used to stress me out implicitly, because it's what I've always wanted to do. Like, I've always wanted to be a mum. I always wanted to breastfeed, and I thought, if that's taken away from me, then I'm not going to enjoy the experience. And like, I'm so happy that I persisted, because with all three kids, well, with Autumn, she's now 1 August, September, October, November, so she's 15 months, and she's still breastfeeding like all the time. And then Shauna and Leighton until they were 2, so, and they've never been ill, and I'm not just saying that. Shauna and Leighton never got ill, and Autumn, I've never had to take her to the doctors or anything. but it's because they've got natural antibodies in the milk. Like it's unreal what it does. So if you can just power through and keep going, ladies, honest to God, it is so worth it. And I think people that bottle feed have got it hard, because wow, remembering how many scoops you've put in, make sure the temperature of the water's like hot enough or cold enough, making sure that they're all sterilised, the bottles and what have yous. And when you're breastfeeding, you just whack them on the boob. And I know it's not easy for everyone, like, and it wasn't easy for me. Like, I was 18 when I first had my first daughter, and nobody was saying breastfeed. Like, my whole family were like, oh, just put her on a bottle. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And like, everybody was, apart from the midwives, they were like, breast is best. But it wasn't like as what it is now. Like, it's a lot more now, I think, than when I was 18. What, like 14 years ago, like 15 years ago, I don't know. But like now, it's so, people are so more educated, and there's so much more information out there to say like how much difference it makes, say, when they're breastfed, you know. And it does, it's unreal. Like, she never got colic, none of them did, never been ill, never did the sick thing, because I've noticed that when my friends bottle feed, they burp them and then they're sick and then they've got to feed them again, and I'm like, oh God, no, I couldn't be doing that, you know, because it's just so much more time consuming, in my opinion. You feed a baby that's breastfed and they just drink it and they go to sleep and that's it, or they drink it and they go and play. Like, my kids have never been sick off of breast milk. But fed is best, obviously, and it's each their own, and I'm not saying it's better, I'm just saying for me it was, because I knew the nutrients and the goodness that it give you. And in them first 24 hours, honestly, if you can just persist and not give up, I know you're exhausted and I know you think, oh my God, it's never going to come through, but trust me when I say, when it does, and you know you're feeding your own baby, you will be like, I am a God. I am literally giving life to this child and then keeping her fed, or him fed, because that's what you're doing. Like, you're incredible. Even if you do it for 2 weeks or a month, anything is amazing. It's just, the longer that you can do it, the more antibodies they get into them. And especially in this day and age with the bloody, I daren't say it, but you know, the C word, COVID. But there's just germs everywhere, isn't there? But if you can just persist and make sure that you've known that in your heart that you've not thought, somebody else has told me to give up, it'd be easier, it'd be better when I go back to work because they won't need me, all that rubbish doesn't matter. Because in the here and now, when you're with your baby and you're on your maternity leave, you should do whatever you want to do, whether that be breastfeed, bottle feed, whatever. But don't give up on somebody else's say so. And if you can, just persist that first 24 hours, because yes, your boobs will feel like rocks. Yes, you will think, what the hell's happening to my body? Like, because your belly will feel like it's doing this. But that's the muscles contracting to produce the milk. But yeah, it's crazy, but it's so worth it. And obviously you lose weight when you, not that you have to, or that would be an issue, but you do, because you're burning more calories because they're breastfeeding. Hey, Autumn. Say hello. Say hello. She's just finished her feed, and we're waiting. Mama. She's just finished her feed, and we're gonna have to go because she's gonna cry. See you next time. Say bye bye.